We often spend our lives standing on the shoreline of our ambitions, watching the horizon and waiting for the perfect moment to set sail. We tell ourselves that once we have more money, more experience, or more confidence, then we will begin. But the horizon never moves closer to those who only stand and watch. The greatest tragedy of human potential isn't failure. It is the masterpiece that was never started because the artist was too afraid of the first stroke of the brush. The power of the first step lies in its ability to destroy the most paralyzing force in the world: inertia. Inertia is the silent thief of dreams. It keeps us locked in comfortable routines and familiar shadows. When you are standing still, the mountain in front of you looks insurmountable. You see the jagged rocks, the steep inclines, and the sheer distance. But the moment you take that first step, no matter how small, no matter how shaky, the physics of your life begins to change. You shift from a state of wanting to a state of doing. You transition from a spectator of your own life to the protagonist of your journey. We often overcomplicate what it means to start. We think the first step must be a grand, heroic leap. It doesn't have to be. The first step is simply the refusal to stay where you are. It is the phone call you've been avoiding. It is the first paragraph of the book you've been writing in your head for years. It is showing up at the gym when you feel like the weakest person in the room. The beauty of the first step is that it demands courage, not certainty. You do not need to see the entire staircase to take the first step. You only need to see the one platform directly in front of you. In fact, clarity is rarely found in thought. It is found in motion. You cannot steer a car that isn't moving, and you cannot refine a plan that hasn't been put into action. Movement creates momentum, and momentum creates the very confidence you thought you needed before you started. There is a common myth that successful people are fearless. That is simply not true. The entrepreneurs, the athletes, and the leaders you admire felt the same knot in their stomachs that you feel right now. The difference is that they didn't wait for the fear to subside. They took the fear with them. They acknowledged the doubt, tucked it under their arm, and stepped forward anyway. They understood that ready is a decision, not a feeling. When you take that first step, you send a message to the universe, and more importantly, to yourself, that you are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are an architect of destiny. You prove that your why is stronger than your what if. Will the road be easy? No. Will you stumble? Almost certainly, but a stumble is still forward motion. Even if you fall, you are falling toward your goal rather than retreating from it. Every expert was once a beginner who refused to quit. Every skyscraper began with a single shovel hitting the dirt. Every revolution began with a single voice breaking the silence. Do not let the enormity of your dream intimidate you into or silence. Break it down until it is small enough to handle today. If you want to change your life, you don't need a 10-year plan. You need a 10-minute action. Stop waiting for the light to turn green. It only turns green once you start driving. Take the step. Take it now. Take it while you're tired. Take it while you're nervous. And take it while the world is telling you to wait. The only step that is truly impossible is the one you never take. Step out of the shore and into the deep. Your future self is waiting for you to begin.